I'd say, though, maybe the only smart guy on the panel there. I really like Hezu's segment about Gaming Gladiators breaking down their drafts for this tournament. Did you watch that? What did you think of it?
It was interesting. I mean, does Quinn need a 100-0 matchup?
I mean, that's your former mid laner. Would you say that's what Quinn needs?
Well, I don't know if I ever had a 100-0 matchup when he was on my team, but I guess nowadays he can. And it feels like Huskar is just the hero you go back to if you want to force that type of interaction. Like, guarantee the lane gets won, which should happen with Quinn Huskar. I don't think I've ever seen him lose the lane with this hero. It's just to which degree it'll happen. And then I guess you can always play through him. But the problem is, like, who is playing with the lane win here? Support Doom or Morana?
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
Who's not going to hit an arrow, apparently? I don't know. I mean, I know he's European. So he doesn't have that American innate aiming ability.
Right. That's what makes good snaking Morana.
I'm just saying, the best Moranas in the history of Dota 2, I mean, they come from North America. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Okay.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow.
That was Sing Sing.
Honorarium.
Who else besides snaking was a good Morana?
Sumail. Sumail's a great Morana.
Okay.
That's it. I rest my case. Thank you, sir. We'll see how Mallory does in this matchup. I mean, we saw somebody get annihilated on this matchup the other day. I forget who it was, but they just got absolutely obliterated into the nether realm.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if Mallory can fare better. I think he should. Oh, it was that VP game? Squadix.
Yes.
He got absolutely blasted, man. He had
God.
3 CS at 5 minutes.
That was probably the worst lane of the entire tournament.
Yes, that is the worst lane I've seen in a long time. So I think Puck can do better than that by a decent margin, but it is going to be a Huskar win the 3 through 5 levels. And I mean, the big question mark is Bloodseeker. Like, what does this hero do in the current meta? What does he build? How well can he do on the lane? This is a hero that thrives off Huskar. You will always get boosted up by that. And it's a hero that can control Slark in a lot of the fights. The one thing I want to mention, though, is you were talking about Gaimin struggling with identity. I think their idea behind Slark is different than a lot of other teams. I think a lot of other teams, we've seen this hero struggle win rate-wise, as we're seeing Mallory struggle. I think part of the reason is a lot of teams run Slark like the old traditional hard carry. And we're going to put him in a situation where you buff him up, you get some space makers and stuns, and he will 1v5 the fight. I have not seen that work out too well. And I think Gaimin run it as a kind of secondary position to some other damage dealers in the 2 and 3, which they're happy to pick up usually on their 2 and 3, as like a shard abuser almost. Go in the fight, create space, use the shard, and an unsurprising first blood. I mean, this Bloodseeker's just going to have an absolutely free game. But this is the flip side. I don't think this Slark is in a position where he's supposed to 1v5 carry the game. If dyrachyo goes in, makes space with like some Mage Slayer, Depth Shroud later on, and buffs up his team fight damage from the Huskar Timber, I think that's enough, honestly, in terms of role in the draft.
Personally, I just think this is way too good of a Bloodseeker pick. I mean, the question whether or not Bloodseeker is nice rotation, a surprise pick here as Crit makes an early jump into the mid lane to win the matchup. Well, not win the matchup, it's still going to be hard, but helps out Malrine significantly.
No, that's huge. I mean, this is what I said yesterday, too. Like, yeah, that's it's over 2x right now.
Wow. Gets another one.
These side lanes are just out of control for Gaimin.
I think Ace is dead as well. If he plays off the... Oh, is he not? He doesn't have any more flat cannon.
Going in.
Goes back in for it. That's a dangerous move. More flat cannon shots. Back up. Disappears into the trees. Gets a courier.
Not too shabby, though. It did deliver here.
6-minute Lotus coming up as well. Vase could actually be strong enough to challenge Skeeter for that one. That would do a lot. tOfu's going to cut through the trees and maybe get him. Hits him once with the lightning.
There's a Morana
Blood grenade, and the Morana from behind. They secure it.
Almost a double, but they'll take that gyro kill. Just no regen came out on those couriers. Sometimes the downside of these really aggressive trade lanes, you're not anticipating the regen requirement. You get killed on the backside. Another gank. This is the freedom from the Bloodseeker being so strong.
This one they might be trying a little bit too hard for. We'll see. Going for it.
Man, these couriers add up. You just go for the kill. It's just through the rune.
Well, the supports are scrambling for the Wisdom Rune. It means they're not here to be able to help out Ace, and there's a missed arrow.
I mean, that's worth more than the rune for sure.
Yeah.
Another big kill, just swinging these side lanes even more. And now you have a hasted Malrine off those mid rotations from Crit that secured a power rune. Pays off again this early game. Absolute dominance from Falcons right now. I mean, you basically lost mid too, right? After all these rotations.
Yeah.
This offlane Bloodseeker was so strong, you could just 2v1 mid, and that's the dream. They're getting a lot of value out of this last pick before the real interactions even come into play with Rupture Slark or the team fights.
I mean, they got Rupture Toss. They got Bloodright with Coil.
And they're continuing to pressure the weak point here, which is this double melee offlane with no real ability to fight back. Just getting feasted upon.
Yeah, tOfu putting on his best support Zeus cosplay here on Doom.
This is rough.
Literally, he's just Harpy Lightning, and that's all he's done.
I think I'd rather have the support Zeus right now.
Yeah, at least the support Zeus will. I mean, the Doom, later on, the Doom will be really good, right? Gyrocopter and Bloodseeker both really need the heal capacity a lot of times in some of these fights, and the Puck is obviously great too.
But I feel like Doom without lockdown is not that scary, and they have 0 stuns. And their Timber's dead again.
Overwhelming magic damage. That's what this bottom lane is.
I'm not gonna lie, this game looks really scary if you're gaming right now. Because I don't know if your lineup has the best comeback. You have Mirana Doom support duo. This is not exactly the support duo known for making plays, especially when they're lacking the levels. I mean, the level differential here is absurd. Absolutely absurd right now.
What would you get the win percent?
I mean, I don't like saying games are completely over, but this is, I mean, this is just TPing into feed. It's got to be over 80% already.
It is not as high as I was expecting.
Look, that's going to creep over 80 after that kill. Maybe. I was just ahead of the AI.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, I expected it to be kind of like an 80-20 game already.
I mean, it's just because you have this Huskar. You have a draft with very little stuns, very little AoE comeback mechanisms in the 5-on-5, and you effectively lost 3 lanes, including a lane that was a cheese pick that's supposed to win, right? Because you got roamed on.
Yeah.
So then what do you go back to? I mean, you're looking at 2 supports over the enemy offlaner before 10. That's unheard of.
Quinn might be able to take advantage of this. AMMAR instant TP.
And you're going to see this a lot, because again, what are your stuns in this lineup? It's arrow with no setup and pounce.
Infernal Blade.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if they rolled over the lanes, then maybe we could have been talking about a faster Aghanim Scepter on Huskar, right? But
sure. But you're in survival mode now.
Yeah.
I mean, Falcons, they came ready to play today against arguably one of the most dominant Rash, bro.
I mean, there are definitely those comments there.
Well, yeah, but that's just Dota.
They're also probably looped in just a general "these guys are washed" sort of deal.
Yeah, I mean, he was washed. He only got like top 3 at 10 events over those 4 years.
I've seen a lot of slander on my name last few months, and I won't let that slide. Back to being the best next year.
Well, it looks like he's the best.
Yeah, man's making a certain argument for it, that's for sure.
Ooh, big hoof stomp.
All right,
comeback.
Big pick for Gaming Gladiators, taking out Maureen.
Honestly, not worth as much as I thought it was, but
maybe crit as well. Tosses away dyrachyo. sneiking is here to help him out.
It's scary to dive in like that. You don't know where this Bloodseeker is. Even though he's chilling, you don't know.
Yeah, AMMAR is, again, no intention of going to that side of the map. Not yet.
I mean, this has got to be the man in his element, right?
The man just hitting creeps.
Just playing carry.
Yeah.
All right, Skeeter, go make space for me, man. Dyrachyo's wasting a decent amount of their time here. I mean, this is how you get back in a game, right? You eke out small victories, wear out enemy aggression, find the little pickoffs you can.
Freezing Field, just enough mana. That'll scare back these 2 cores. And got the toss, so dyrachyo's dead. I mean, you said wasting time. Let's say they do live there. That's still 2 cores. They're also not doing anything, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you're pushing bottom. You're getting farm on the Huskar. Unfortunately, AMMAR does make his presence felt, and 2 quick kills. One off the Rupture. BKB popped as a sign of dominance here. And Aegis still up for 3 minutes here. That's the scary part. You're getting a lot done with it right now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It actually never registered in my brain that they took Roshan.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay.
They're just so far ahead that I was just like,
Yeah, it did just kind of happen. Very early for what their lineup looks like, right?
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under
But they have a lot of magic damage. They did it pretty
Dire's
fast.
middle tower is under attack.
Fastest one, 12 minutes and 23 seconds. Wonder what that was.
Probably an Ursa.
Has there been an Ursa in this event?
Yeah, there's been a couple.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Skeeter's
under
played
attack.
Ursa. Huh, he's a big Ursa fan.
Dire's middle tower is
All right, well, they're going to be chopping down all the tier 2s, and Gaming Gladiators, you know, use this to farm some more, but I don't know. I mean, Quinn already has BKB, so my question is, what is next? Where, like, I would have thought you just kind of had to all in your BKB timing and just pray for the best.
They want to combine it with as much as they can, and you definitely don't want to fight the Aegis here.
Radiant's bottom tower
Another
is
nighttime
under
interval
attack.
would also be preferred.
Just because they have a Slark.
Dire's
Yeah.
middle tower has
I mean, they're
fallen.
closing in on some items. You get this Orchid on the Slark, Greaves on Mirana. They are actually finding decent amount of farm on their supports because Falcons have given them the bottom half of the map.
Dyrachyo.
Another good D-ward.
It is going to get canceled by the coil. He knows that too, but I think honestly when when he ran into that ward, I'm pretty sure he was like, okay, I'm probably dead here, boys. I'm just going to do what I can.
He can't heal right now. They know it.
Yeah, they're going to
they
keep
got him.
that vision on him, and they found Quinn. Skeeter cut across the map to be able to cut off dyrachyo, and they ran into Quinn in the jungle, got them both killed as a result.
It's just too easy, right? You always have this Bloodseeker passive, and meanwhile,
Try to jump to the other side of the tree line, but Maureen is there. Keeps the same mobility as the Mirana.
yeah, this
11,000.
is a shellacking.
One more kill. That's all Falcons need.
That's true. And then the game will turn, right? As prophesized?
Yes. Oh, nice little stack you got there.
Second BKB done, man. He is farm.
What was the most one-sided game you ever played?
There were too many, man. Don't ask me to remember these things. Is there a purpose behind that question? Like, how mad were people? I don't know. Honestly, when you get... There's a point in Dota where when you get beat so hard, it's not as bad. Because then you just think something was fundamentally wrong, you know? Like, oh, that draft was just unplayable.
Oh, like you could just write it off sort of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, okay.
Those losses aren't as bad as...
I mean, actually, it certainly increases his split pushing power, and maybe they're just going to willfully give up a lane of barracks. And
True.
Can't fight against this this Aegis, so
Get rat.
problem's going to be his Falcons will probably go
Has fallen.
just to top lane from here, so...
do have a really nice ward behind them here. If they TP out, they could take a fight.
Yeah, they are going to TP out on Maureen.
Under
It
attack.
cancels it.
Oh.
Radiant's
Okay.
I mean, that's what Gaming are hoping for. Some sort of map slip up where you get a 5-on-3, something like
Dire's
this.
middle barracks has fallen.
Well, he pushed in the top lane, now he's pushing in mid, so they can't beat... Well, they could go to top right now and get some damage in. Backdoor protection will go back up eventually, though.
Yeah, this is about as good as you can do in this situation. I don't think you're ever winning that straight 5-on-5. You have to force a map mistake.
Got to stop those 3 sentries.
They got the TP bottom, so...
Well, that was really fast. Popped the Lincolns, immediately got the Orchid on him.
Radiant structures
They cliffed their
fortified.
wave.
Protecting the creep wave. They know Dyrachyo's just trying to cut waves and buy
Oh,
a few
didn't
more
snap it in
seconds.
time.
I think he got a little path there.
Yeah, that
on
was
his
a-
way to try and like snap the coil as soon as possible.
That was a rough one. Space for the smoke, though. They're going to look for AMMAR. They know he TP'd down here, so he can't escape. But he can run. And he can gate.
He can't escape, but he can.
The arrow of fate!
By God, the arrow lands!
And they said he couldn't play Mirana.
The second arrow of the game. Haters in shambles. Oh, look, Skeeter's ending the game.
Lacoste just lost $10,000.
Yeah, little you guys know that Talent actually make side bets where we throw our entire salary for the event in just random bets like these.
Well, thank you for telling them that, Austin. Appreciate that.
Well, not us. I was talking about the analysts.
Yeah, of course.
The casters can't because we're actually casting the game, but those
true.
filthy analysts,
Secondly,
degenerate gamblers, all of them.
Dire's top barracks.
well, that was a nice pickoff, but it does not solve the problem, which is the other carry with Aegis.
Get him. This is the most... God bless his... He's just like, I'm going to get him. Running after him like that. I feel like Skeeter could turn around and probably kill them all.
It's one of those games where you're just hoping... It's like the meme with the guy on the bicycle who sticks a pipe in his own spoke.
Yeah.
It's like you're hoping Falcons just like toss the gyro in or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes me back to the Sumail Tiny Toss on Arthur TI. You know, crazy things can happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good memory, right? Well, not for him, but...
It says a lot about you that you're like, that's a good memory right
Okay,
there.
I shouldn't say good memory. It's an iconic moment in Dota.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if it's that it's pretty iconic.
Dire's bottom tower.
It probably
is
fit in
under
like
attack.
one of the top 100 moments of Dota's history.
You know what? It's an iconic moment in Dota that's been stuck in my brain forever, but I don't actually think it's that iconic.
Okay.
Is Game 3 Liquid versus Anubi when Miracle won that TI. Miracle batches, blah, blah, blah. Where he goes in the river as Juggernaut and like finds a DD and then Omni slashes him. And he like barely dodges their stun or something. He
don't
barely
remember
lives. That moment is stuck in my mind. Sometimes when I wake up at night, I see Miracle Juggernaut in the river picking up a DD. And I'm like, why? This play's not even like that crazy, but it was like a TI winning play. It was like a $6 million jug spin or something. I wonder if he remembers
I
that.
don't know why, but I've got like the Raven in my head. Like you woke up weak and weary, and the Raven at your door.
The Raven?
Quote the Raven.
Are you talking about the Edgar Allan
Miracle
Poe song?
Bat Chest. Yes.
What does that have to do with Miracle?
No.
Are you losing your mind? What are you talking about?
There was something about Miracle Bat Chest and you just waking up
What
in
does
the middle
Bat
of the night.
Chest have to do with a Raven? Makes no goddamn sense. This is what I have to work with.
You just wake up every night. I just imagine you
Not
wake up
every night,
Miracle
man.
Bat Chest.
Just when I'm in the mood, you know? It strikes you, think back these iconic Dota memories. 5-man smoke into the base. They found Quinn. Snap the coil. He's ruptured. He's dead. That's your job.
Well, he did a really good job snapping the coil there. Well executed by Falcons. All right, now back to the play-by-play.
No, that's on you, dude. That shit's too hard. I don't want to do that.
It's too much emotion for you.
Yeah.
Avery's a very dead inside person, if you guys don't know. So.
I think they picked up on that by now.
Dire's bottom
And if you haven't, then you're dead on inside too, you know? That's okay.
Oh, no, I think the dead inside would recognize it. Real recognize
Another
real.
toss back.
Ace, another toss back to AMMAR, just working through these heroes. He doesn't even finish
Just
off the
leaves
Timber
him.
Saw. Heads straight to tOfu. Identifies the Doom and chases after him.
All right, go next, man. Go next. This was over at the 5 to 10 minute mark, man.
Yeah, Gaming Gladiators
Brutal.
stretched this out for another at least 25, 30 minutes.